Ukraine resumes strikes on Russian oil and energy infrastructure. A fire broke out at state enterprise Melitopol plant, Gidromash, in occupied Melitopol. The plant specializes in high-pressure aluminum casting, precision steel castings, machining, and foundry equipment manufacturing. A video from occupied Melitopol showing the plant is on fire. A massive fire has erupted at the Gidromash factory in occupied Melitopol, now repurposed by Russia as a military repair base. Ukrainian drones struck the facility in a precision attack, igniting large-scale destruction. The strike highlights Ukraine's growing capability to target key Russian military infrastructure deep behind enemy lines, even in heavily fortified occupied areas. The attack dealt a significant blow to Russian logistics in southern Ukraine, disrupting repair operations and signaling that no occupied territory is beyond the reach of Ukrainian drones. Ukrainian Spartan Brigade, backed by Black Sky drones and artillery, took out 2 Russian tanks and a mortar on Pokrovsk front. The Ukrainian Spartan Brigade is a highly trained, elite infantry unit known for its resilience and versatility on the front lines. Formed early in the conflict, the brigade specializes in rapid assault, urban warfare, and defensive operations, often deployed in some of the toughest combat zones. Their soldiers are equipped with a mix of advanced Western weaponry and improvised gear, reflecting Ukraine's adaptive approach to warfare. The Spartan Brigade has earned a reputation for discipline, courage, and effectiveness, playing a crucial role in several key battles across eastern Ukraine. Russian Z-bloggers are fuming over Kazakhstan's betrayal after it signed a 2025 to 2026 military cooperation plan with the UK. Kazakh troops will train in British military schools, learn English, and prepare for peacekeeping missions. This despite Kazakhstan's membership in the Russia-led CSTO. Last night in London, the Kazakh authorities pulled off a straight-up betrayal. The UK and Kazakhstan signed a military cooperation plan for 2025 to 2026. Under the deal, Kazakh troops will train at British military academies, study English, and prep for peacekeeping missions. The document was signed by Colonel Yerbol Kumarbakula, head of Kazakhstan's Defense Ministry staff, during an official visit to the UK. Here's the kicker. Kazakhstan is a member of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, based on a treaty signed on May 15, 1992, in Tashkent. In 2002, the CSTO was formed from this treaty, including 6 post-Soviet states: Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. Even wilder? Back in 2022, under the deep state's grip, still active today, London allegedly planned to completely wreck Kazakhstan and bring it under control by sending in armed militants. Those plans were crushed by none other than the CSTO. A drone the size of a quad bike from Ukraine's 5th Brigade sneaks past wrecked vehicles and suddenly opens fire on Russian positions. With help from an aerial drone, it catches the enemy completely off guard.
Бойовий наземний дрон 5-ї бригади ЗСУ об'їжджає розбиту на дорозі бронетехніку і раптово атакує позиції російських військових. Його вогонь коригує безпілотник у небі.
Ворог не міг зрозуміти, що приїхало, звідки воно стріляє, тому що дрон, він розміром з квадроцикл, і його можна почути максимум з метрів 30. І ми просто безшумно заїжджали в сіру зону і розстрілювали їхні позиції.
We thought Ukraine wasn't going anywhere. A major strategic mistake of the early 1990s, said Sergei Stepashin, head of the Russian government in 1999.
As for Ukraine, well, we thought it wasn't going anywhere. I consider this a huge strategic mistake of the early 1990s. And it's not going anywhere. It's a brotherly nation. It won't be lost. It'll calm down. But the Yankees, Western Europe, and everyone else worked systematically there. And in the 90s, did we really have the strength and ability to deal with them? It was possible to engage, though, and it was possible to find people we needed to work with. As a former director of the FSB, I must say we unfortunately missed it. We missed it. Then, you see, in 30 years, they brainwashed them so much. I was in Mariupol right after the liberation looking at books in school libraries. Terrible. Horror. And these are Russian people and the Russian city. This is Azov. My God. That's how it is. Unfortunately, we have to make up for lost ground through war.
According to satellite imagery analysis, Russia has depleted nearly half of the towed artillery stored at its largest known storage facility near the city of Shchuchi. The rate at which artillery is being withdrawn from the base has fallen more than fourfold since 2022. The report comes from OSINT analyst Covert Cabal, who cited analysis of satellite photos. The facility in the Kurgan region, about 1,800 kilometers from the front line, was established on the grounds of a former chemical weapons arsenal, Military Unit 92746, following the disposal of chemical stockpiles, an effort funded in part by the United States. According to estimates by OSINT analysts, the Shuchi base once held around 50% of Russia's total stock of towed artillery, with 80 to 90% in long-term storage. Despite its importance, the facility has historically received low maintenance priority, with much of the equipment stored in poor condition. Due to its remote location, satellite imagery of the site is rare and typically of low resolution, making assessments approximate and subject to a wider margin of error than usual. Analyst estimates that 2,753 artillery pieces remain at the site, down from 4,839 before the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began. In 2022 and the first half of 2023, an average of 72 pieces per month were withdrawn. Since July 2023, that rate has dropped to fewer than 17 monthly. The peak decommissioning rate in 2022 was likely driven by Russia's mobilization campaign, during which at least 70 new regiments were formed, each requiring between 18 and 36 artillery systems. While withdrawals have continued, they have not kept pace with battlefield losses. Analysts suggest the slowdown is partly due to the poor condition of the remaining stock, with much of the usable equipment removed in 2022. Still, it remains difficult to assess the technical status of individual guns from satellite imagery, given the image resolution limitations. For instance, a 152mm barrel would appear only a pixel wide, even in high-resolution images. Similar trends have been identified in Russian armored vehicle reserves. In March 2025, analysts from Resurgam and Military Soothsayer reported that the pace of tank regeneration had declined by 3.5 to 4 times compared to 2022, based on imagery from storage sites and repair facilities. The depletion of Russia's storage bases does not indicate an imminent shortage of equipment for its military. However, the overall quantity and quality of available systems are expected to decline unless Russia increases production, receives more supplies from allies, or relies more heavily on civilian vehicles, a trend already visible on the battlefield. Pakistan plans to purchase a large batch of advanced Chinese military equipment, including 45th-generation J-35 fighter jets, KJ-500 airborne early warning and control aircraft, and HQ-19 missile defense systems. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif announced this on his official Facebook page. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif, Pakistan has achieved several major diplomatic milestones, including the offer of 40 J-35 fifth-generation aircraft from China, KJ-500 Oaks, HQ-19 defense system, and a deferral of $3.7 billion in loan repayments. Additionally, 100,000 Pakistanis will be trained in AI and IT with the help of Huawei, the statement reads. The announcement confirms earlier reports that China is preparing to supply Pakistan's Air Force with its new fifth-generation FC-31 Gurfalcon fighter jet, also known as the J-35. A senior Pakistani government official told Janes that aircraft deliveries are expected to begin within a few months. Pakistani crews are reportedly already undergoing flight training in China. The deal marks the first export contract for the J-35, developed by China's Shenyang Aircraft Corporation. Initially conceived as a private venture in the early 2010s, the fighter jet is marketed as an affordable fifth-generation option for countries without access to the US-built F-35. According to Janes, Pakistan's future fleet of FC-31s will likely be equipped with long-range PL-17 air-to-air missiles, reportedly capable of striking targets up to 400 kilometers away. Combined with the aircraft's low radar signature, the new systems could significantly enhance Pakistan's air defense capabilities. Designed as a medium-weight fighter, the FC-31 is intended to complement China's heavier J-20 stealth jets. Despite ongoing production, The FC-31 has not yet been adopted into service by China's own armed forces. The HQ-19 missile defense system has been under development since the late 1990s. Chinese authorities say it has been tested against targets at altitudes above 200 kilometers and speeds of up to 36,000 kilometers per hour. A successful test was announced in 2021. Often compared to the U.S. Terminal High Altitude Area Defense (THAAD) system. The HQ-19 is reportedly capable of intercepting targets at distances of up to 500 kilometers. Each system includes 2 launch vehicles, each carrying 6 missiles, as well as a mobile command post and an integrated radar with a claimed detection range of up to 4,000 kilometers. The KJ-500, developed by Shanxi Aircraft Corporation, is based on the Y-9 transport aircraft. It features a fixed dorsal radome with 3 active phased array radars providing 360-degree coverage. The aircraft can reportedly track up to 100 targets simultaneously at a range of up to 470 kilometers.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.